Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
But we're going to move on to the next segment. As you can see, I got my Blazer jacket on because we are going back to GM mode. I debuted this segment on the Joey LeMaster show the one time. So, Everton, first time you're going to be here for a GM rebuild. How exciting is this?
I'm excited. I feel like I'm gonna, you got your suit on right now, so I kind of feel like I'm just gonna play the assistant GM role, kind of
Yeah.
give you my little, whatever. But this is the Joey GM. Like I'm say what I can, but this is like a suit on right now, bro. He's cooking.
Yeah, I lock in for this segment. I'm very excited. It's fun because I love doing my 2K rebuilds.
Me
This
too.
is the difference for the 5 Out GM rebuild is we still keep it realistic. We're not going to just trade everybody and get all the cap space in the world and then sign every free agent. That's not how the NBA works. But we're going to make some moves. And today, me and Everton,
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
I'm sorry, because I've been doing 2K rebuilds for a long time, and anybody who knows the lore of 2K rebuilds, they're so easy, bro.
No,
Like
dude, I'm not even joking. I three-peated with the Nets today.
it's so easy. Like you
Yeah.
think you can pick the worst situation. If it's 2K, you'll find a way, bro. And all my friends who watch the channel, if you've done a rebuild with me, you know how it is, bro. You know how it is.
Okay, before we go on, can I just stunt real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So first off, I moved the Nets out of Brooklyn. I moved them to Las Vegas, and we became the Stars. And I traded pretty much everything away season one because I wanted to tank. So I had a starting lineup of Dennis Smith, Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons. But I got our picks back from the Rockets because I gave up Mikal and I gave up another player. And they also gave me Cam Whitmore. So that's my starting small forward. He's here the whole journey. He stays a consistent starter.
Mm-hmm.
But I get some high draft picks. I bring in Rob Dillingham. I bring in Matas Buzelis. And I bring in Zach Edey. Okay. So that starts to cook. And then I get Brogdon, Drummond, and Caleb Martin, which is some solid free agency. Still didn't make the playoffs at all. But we got up. So we had pick number 7, okay? Somehow Cooper Flag fell to pick 3. So I traded that and Buzelis to get 3. And I also traded for Herb Jones. We had Dillingham, Herb Jones, Cam Whitmore, Cooper Flag, Zach Edey. Cam Thomas was my 6th man. And then Malcolm Brogdon, Derek Whitehead, and Drummond. We lost in the Eastern Conference Finals when we were a 3rd seed, which is pretty exciting. But then it starts because in free agency, this team still has cap out because it's all on rookie deals. So I bring in Trae Young. Now we have Trae Young, Herb Jones, Cam Whitmore, Cooper Flag, Zach Edey, Rob Dillingham, Josh Hart, Jalen Smith, Derek Whitehead. NBA champions. Next season, same exact lineup. NBA champions are pretty much all sweeps. And then season after that, I traded Trae Young. So he was getting a little older for some contract issues. And I got Jalen Williams. And then I still had Caden Boozer on the bench and
Oh my goodness.
special era. So this is why this rebuilds matter. I know what I'm talking about. And we are going to Charlotte to rebuild the Hornets. The Hornets currently right now are an atrocious 13th in the East, 18-58. That's normally the worst team in the league, but they're lucky the Wizards and the Pistons exist.
Bro.
Man, are they lucky.
Dude, it's crazy. Like the teams that are ass this year are ass, bro. Like 18-58, and you're not even the worst team. First off, there's 2 teams in your conference that are worse than you. Oh my God.
Unreal. You can't even make this up. But so heading into this rebuild, I want to hear Everton's goals. But first, I'm going to say mine because I have 3 goals that I think the Hornets should try to accomplish this offseason. 1, you want to build around Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball. I've heard reports they just want to build around Brandon Miller. I know LaMelo's be injured, but let's not be disrespectful now. LaMelo was an all-star. You build around the both of them. Let's not be stupid now. And then secondly, they're still good in the cap space. Like they're going to have 2 million in the cap, which is top 3 in the NBA. But I want to free up a little bit more, So there's a couple bad contracts you can try looking to move on from. We'll talk about that later. And then get a legit forward. I know you got Brandon Miller, but we're not building around Miles Bridges. We're not building around Cody Martin and all that. So we're looking to get another forward. And so those are my 3 big goals. Everton, is there another goal you have heading into this offseason?
Okay, so I'll just say my 3 goals, I guess, because they were low-key different than yours.
Yeah.
Or 2 goals, actually.
Okay.
That were because 1, yes, I said the build around Brandon Miller and LaMelo, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we agree on that.
And I forgot a big one.
I said a lot more vets, or at
Okay.
least a few vets, because this team is a very young team, and I feel like the Rockets have proven to me this year a veteran presence really can switch up the culture for a team.
Okay.
So I'd say definitely get some more vets because this team, especially if you know the Hornets, bro, they need some vets. They need some vets.
Yeah.
Um, Another thing I said, defensive players. Like this team is genuinely not a good defensive team. Um, and obviously, oh, why you scratch your head, bro?
Nah, just keep talking, keep talking.
Okay. Defense. I think they definitely want some more, especially perimeter defense. Like LaMelo is just look. I love LaMelo, but is he playing defense out there? Okay. So they definitely need another guy who can play defense next to LaMelo to compensate for that. Or if you want to move Brandon Miller to the 2, do what you want to do. Cook, make a tall lineup. So I'd say just defensive players. Obviously, the man in the middle, Mark Williams, he can do some things. I can admit to that. He can do
Yeah.
some things. But I'd say just genuinely get some defensive players. So yeah.
Okay. Well, me and Everton are about to be the worst GM tandem of all time because we are going opposite ways about this rebuild this offseason. Because I'm
Oh,
fully embracing the offense. That's my goal. I'm trying to embrace a Pacers or a Kings type of offense.
okay.
And speaking of the Kings, because we both forgot the big thing, they need a coach. Forgot to mention that in the goals, but that is the first thing we're talking about is who they should get for a coach. And so I look at the Hornets and I'm like, there's not really a lot of defense going here. So what if we fully embrace the offense? And the Kings have a highly touted assistant coach that people are interested to. That's gonna be Jordi Fernandez. He's a 41-year-old. People were looking at him last offseason, but he ended up re-signing with Sacramento for another season. So he's gonna be there this offseason. And the NBA is just getting younger now. It's just how the game is. And if they can get a young, like I thought about getting a winner, it just isn't there. The pool's not there to get an experienced winner to help them win. It's like, oh, let's get this young guy and fully embrace this. We're going 100 miles per hour offense because you look at their star players, embrace the star players, do what they're best at, and like you see the success the Pacers and Kings can have. And like, this rebuild, I don't have the Hornets winning a championship next season, in all honesty. So we're gonna take this step. I think fully embracing what the Stars are good at is that next step. So that's why I think Jordi Fernandez would be the best hire for the Kings, or not the Kings, the Hornets. So that was my guy.
Okay. Dang, you went really into it. Okay, first
Mm.
off, I want to address. I think I saw a report that they're actually looking at. I think so. It said like they're looking at assistant coaches from other teams, like 4, to
Mm.
possibly be the next coach. And I'm pretty sure the Kings were one of those teams. So
Okay.
might be inbound for a Joey take that age as well.
Mhm.
I didn't even go that route. I just went for former coaches. So,
Okay.
did you have multiple people for your coach thing or
No,
just one?
I just went with one coach.
Okay, so I'm gonna just name the 3 coaches that I had and give like a short reason why. So first I went with the all offense one, the Mike D'Antoni one. I know
Yeah.
maybe he might be washed or something, but
I'm not gonna lie, he was my original choice. It's just
so okay.
I saw he wasn't there for a little bit. I saw he's like in his middle 70s. Like, oh man, he might be done.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think about the ages of these coaches, so maybe I
Yeah.
should have considered that. But with Mike D'Antoni, like you said, all offense,
Mhm.
defense. If they really want to, because LaMelo can play that fast-paced offense,
Yes, he
so
can.
that can embrace a lot of things for them on that side of the ball. So I put him on there for that reason. For Kenny, I put Kenny Atkinson. Now, I considered him because of what he did for the Nets a few years ago. You know, they were a very fun team to watch, and they had a star point guard at the helm with some young guys on the team. And it wasn't even the most talented team. They had a good culture. And I don't know if it was really him that made that culture or something, but I considered him because, he led a team with a good point guard and stuff to being a playoff team in the East. So I figured, all right, if they're really trying to, maybe build some sort of culture here and have a guy who's, at least shown that he can help a team have a decent floor or something.
Mhm.
Kenny Atkins is not a bad candidate. And he's not dumb old to my knowledge. I hope so. I don't know.
Nah.
And then the last guy I had now, he has his reservations,
Uh-huh.
but it's Mike Budenholzer. Now I
Man,
know,
that'd be fun.
right? So I feel like he helped. Like if they're really trying to win a little bit more, he probably would be the nice guy to have because I remember when he signed with the Hawks and they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do. He built that Hawks team up and they became a really good team. And I think he could do the same thing with the Bucks. The Bucks were kind of like, man, what are we gonna do? Got Bud and then became a championship contender. Now I'm not saying the Hornets are gonna do that because I don't think that roster is built enough to be in that situation. But I think Bud would bring some sort of a culture there. Obviously, I think he'd help with defense, which again, in my philosophy, defense is kind of the thing I go for to improve. But yeah, those are my 3 coach candidates. I threw Mark Jackson in there, but that's unrealistic, bro. He's not
Yeah.
coaching. So
Yeah, no, but great shouts. I love all 3 of them. But something you brought up is there's not gonna be a lot of success, but we gotta make some cap space because the Hornets will be top 3 in cap at the moment, which is only
mhm.
2 million. The NBA money's fake, anyways. But they're gonna be 2 million cap. The big highlights is Lamelo's gonna have 35 million, which is the big front runner. Then Davis Bertans is at 16. Grant Williams is at 13. Brandon Miller's 11 and a half. Cody Martin's at 8, and then just kind of gets smaller after that. The expiring deal will be Miles Bridges, Everton. Are we bringing him back?
Man, the thing is, he's actually a good player, but he's a PR nightmare, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
that's why he's in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's bad that you can say that. Like, that says a lot about that franchise. That you're like, oh, every time a criminal type of thing happens, or I was like, oh, he's a future Hornet. Bro, we can't have that as our culture, bro.
It's literally the NFL's like, oh, he's gonna be a Las Vegas Raider, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't be in that situation. So I guess if you're willing to want to move off that criminal reputation, you got to tell bro to bounce. But if we're talking about strictly basketball, I'd bring him back.
Yeah, he's bouncing in my world. But it's just I don't want to because he's gonna be like a 20 million thing, and just with how much of a PR nightmare he is, I'm avoiding it.
Yeah, because
I think there's a valid option they could pull up later.
And that's fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. I ain't mad at it. If it wasn't for him being a PR literal nightmare, I think we'd both agree that he could definitely get his money.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the Hornets being in a somewhat healthier cap space.
Exactly. But for someone who at any moment we could have another charge just randomly pop up, I'd rather not deal with that. So I can see why you say no.
27 days, 27
nights. Mac 11Ks, 40 got a knife.
I won't lie, the song smacks. Like I'll be completely like, it's hard.
It is low key.
So now it's free agency time. We have our coach options. Me and Everton are seeing a little bit differently, which is really awkward because we're a GM tandem. We might have to do this differently because like my plan is to embrace offense and bring defense later. Like I want to be the team that has the vibes next season. So that's kind of what I'm going with.
I ain't mad at it.
The first thing we got to do, though, is got to build up a little bit of cap. We're getting Davis Bertans the hell out of here. And I know like it's not going to be that easy, so you're going to have to attach a little bit of picks to go with this. So the Jazz, they're going to be top 5 in cap space. They'll be able to make some openings, and they love them with tall white boys, especially after losing Kelly Olynyk. I know they'll be all over this, so I'm giving them Davis Bertans in a protected first-round pick so we can likely get this back. It's going to be like heavy protected. But then I'm giving them a second-round pick of 2025, and they're just going to give us a 2026 second. Just simple as that. That frees up 16 million. That's huge.
Is Davis Bertans a player option or a team option?
Player option.
Ah, damn. Okay, so we really do have to trade this, man.
Yeah. We're getting rid of it. I'm not paying him the 16 million. He's going to Utah, and like they'll get some picks. Hopefully, like even if we're not a lot, like I want to be lottery protected. Hey, if we're not in the lottery and we lose the pick, that means things are going well, especially in 2027. I'm not bugging.
Yeah. Oh, you said 2027 pick? Yeah, I feel like we can gamble that much in the future. And I don't even know what that draft class looks like. So
exactly.
So we can gamble. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. So I'm taking the risk, free the 16 million so you can do something this offseason. So
I agree.
Can we rock with that one?
Yeah, we can rock with that one.
Okay. Now it's gonna be draft day. I know they have 2 second-round picks. I just looked at pick 34. So now they have pick 3 and pick 34. I'm gonna go first. Because one of my big plans was get a forward, and I want to get a small forward here. I want Brandon Miller to be playing the 2 on my team because I think he's a somewhat respectable defender. So that'd be okay to have next to LaMelo. I'm taking Zachary Rissache out of France.
Yeah,
just because he can shoot, which is huge, and he's an off the ball guy, which benefits LaMelo and Brandon Miller so much. So you can just have him in the corner, and he's gonna let that thing fly. He's 18, is 6'8". He's low key underrated, athletic as well, and he's not a great defender yet, but you can see the potential there because like he's quick on his feet. So if you get good coaching, it can work. But we're playing offense. He's 18. So I think this would be the guy, if he's available at 3, that I'm taking.
So I didn't even write a specific player. I wrote like what they should aim for in the draft. And I said, all right, either get a wing or a 2. So it really just depends on what they do with Brandon Miller, why I say that.
Yeah.
If they keep Miller at the 3, then you draft the 2. And man, 3 is high, but man, there's some decent 2s. You might want to even trade down and get some more draft picks to draft like a Reed Shepherd or like a just another 2 guard like Stefan Castle or whatever. Like just another guard who can at least play some sort of defense. But I do like the angle of just moving Brandon Miller to the 2 because let's call a spade. Paul George has been a 2 the past 2 years, and I feel like Miller's the same archetype. Nah, he's not literally Paul George, but like good size. He can dribble, he can shoot, and he's gonna be a plus defender, I'd say. So he could be a 2. So I agree with drafting. That was who I was gonna say for a wing. If they were gonna draft a wing, is Zachary Rissache for the same reasons you just did. He's got he's kind of like a Michael Porter Jr. I think of like
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
literally like 6'10", stretch the floor, sneaky athleticism because sneaky like Mike and Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. low key sometimes be getting some posters. I'm like, yo, bro, got low key some bounce, you
Yeah.
know. So I'd say Zachary Sachet is definitely the pick there if you're gonna go for the off ball possible 3-and-D wing. So yeah, I agree with that pick. We'll roll with that pick.
Thank you. So we're gonna ride with that. But in the second round, after I'm gonna make you happy because I know I said I was gonna brace offense. You need a little bit of defense. It's still something you need. I'm not gonna pretend you can just fully not embrace it.
Yeah.
Like every like team like the Pacers and Kings, they still have a guard off the bench that can defend.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the best perimeter defenders is gonna be here who can still get you a bucket. And that's gonna be Jamal Shed out of Houston. He's gonna be available in the second round, and he was gonna improve his draft stock with Houston if they didn't get that if he didn't get injured and then Duke made that comeback. It wasn't like a serious injury, it's just like an ankle thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a massive concern, but the guy can be a guard off the bench that like if you seriously need some defense, you can bring in. I know 6'1" isn't the tallest, but the boy is locked down. And for something in the second round, that's something I'm willing to take. He's 21. He's not like old, but he's not like young. But I
Yeah.
still think like if you're not gonna G League him, that's somebody who can at least make an impact for you. So I took him in the second round, and he's gonna be coming off the bench. Him and Nick Smith, depending on what we need off the bench, if they're gonna switch off as our 1 and 2.
Yeah, I honestly I didn't even look that deep because to a whole nother round and like looking
Yeah.
at a second rounder, I was like, man, okay, this is just too much of an up in the air thing that I'm like, I don't even know.
Mhm.
So I just put again, aim for wing or aim low key, aim for just a straight defender. Like, okay,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get a Zachary Sachet who's gonna shoot the ball and he might be a 3-and-D guy. Okay, cool. Second
Mhm.
rounder, go for a defender. Like
Yeah.
you need to get a perimeter defensive guy. So I'm rolling with Houston.
So we're agreeing on draft picks, which is nice. So we get both of those guys, and that's gonna be the lineup. Good. But we lost Miles Bridges. He's gonna want 20 million. I'm not giving it to him. So we still need a power forward. And if we're doing this running gun offense, I'm gonna do the most disrespected power forward in the world. And that's Obi Toppin. We're gonna get him on a cheaper deal for like, more like around 12 million, maybe 10, 12 million per year.
Okay.
And I think it's better than Miles Bridges 20. It's just Obi Toppin. He gets screwed out of chances, man. I feel so bad for him. Like the second he's about to get started, thing. Oh, we brought in a power forward. Haha, back to the bench you go. He's gonna start for us in Charlotte. If we're playing this running gun offense, that guy can dunk the ball. And I know
Mhm.
LaMelo Ball loves to throw them oops. So I think Obi
Yeah.
Toppin that's why I think for this running gun thing, I think this would be fun. And I would love Obi Toppin on my team. So I'm gonna give him that chance. Especially on a
Okay.
cheaper deal. Cause like I don't want to pay Miles Bridges 2025. If you can get Obi Toppin for 12, I still think you get the same amount of impact you get from Miles Bridges with Obi. So
Okay.
don't sleep on this Obi Toppin most improved player once the signing happens.
Okay, let him know. Honestly, you're right. He has gotten screwed. They drafted him and said, "All right, Julius Randle, you're an all-star this season." Then he
Yeah.
got stuck behind Randle. He got traded. You know, Obi Toppin might be our guy. Let's trade for Pascal Siakam now.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, let my guy get some run.
I know,
But
dude. It's gonna be so funny when like he gets his chance in Charlotte and then he's like, "Oh, Cooper Flag."
like no, like literally, bro, just keeps getting hoed, and he's not getting younger. Bro was drafted
No.
like 22 years old, like something like
Mhm.
that. So for your archetype of team, he definitely fits the bill.
Yeah,
For my team,
absolutely.
I went for a veteran who's a 3-and-D guy,
Uh.
Robert Covington. Now I know he's not the most flashy name, and I see your face.
Me.
I can see it, but here's the thing. I know it when I look at this roster, right? LaMelo and Brandon Miller, I can see bringing the offense, and I guess Zachary Sachet, right, bringing the
Mm.
offense. When you got Rocco, who's literally one of the best defensive like fours, the numbers say so. He's really impactful on defensive end. He can shoot some threes. He only has two roles. Just play
Mm.
defense and shoot threes. And he's been good at that for a long time. So I feel like that's a good vet presence to have along with what he brings to the table. So that's my guy.
Ooh, we're aiming for that Brooklyn Nets team with D'Lo that was just having fun. That is so boring. Nah, the vibes are out the window. That's not happening. You being assistant GM, I'm overriding that. That is not happening. Nah.
It's
I mean,
fair.
how old is Robert Covington? Like, is he like 34?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. See, because this is like, I know I'm going for vibes, but like, in my genuine opinion, I don't think the Hornets will be a playoff contender next year yet. So that's
Mm.
why I'm trying to take the next step to like build the steps for what could be fun. And Robert Covington, I don't think fits that picture.
That's
But the
fair. No,
the
that's
archetypal player I can see fitting that picture though.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, so
Okay. That's
I'm not
fair.
going. But here's a signing you're probably gonna hate. 'Cause I make one more, but I think if you do this on a prove it deal, this will be fun. Like we're not paying him a lot,
Yeah.
but we need like another wing off the bench that could play the 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Bull's gonna be a free agent. So I'm signing Bull on a prove it deal to come off the bench. And hey, if we're playing this running gun offense with this 7-4 freak of nature, give it a chance. And it brings in the vibes. And that's really what Charlotte Hornets need. They need fun vibes.
Bro.
If you give them a prove it 1 to 2 year deal for like cheap, like 4-3 mil a season, that's a lottery chance I'm willing to take.
Bro, how many prove it deals does this man Bull need, bro? Oh my goodness. But
Don't care.
okay, so my other signing, man, you're gonna hate this, bro. You're gonna absolutely hate this. I put 2 names for it. I put DeLon Wright and I put Gary Payton the second because they
I
play
at least rock with Gary Payton the second.
Okay.
I at least think he's cool, but man, this is boring.
Bro, like I
the
said,
vibes are not here.
I can tell basically you're going straight vibes, which is fine. You're the GM. I'm the assistant GM.
It's not just vibes though, because like the Kings and Pacers have shown you can have success with this running gun offense. And that's why I think if you bring in these defenders, they're not going to fit the timeline for what you want. So if you can embrace this thing and LaMelo Ball, we saw what he did at Chino Hills with his running gun offense. Bring it to the NBA, man. Like, because that LaMelo Ball was vibes.
Okay, well, think about it like this. I see the Hornets kind of like the Rockets, right? They bring in Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks, who don't fit their timeline whatsoever, but they've seen success in it. Why can't we do the same thing?
But like, here's the difference. We're bringing in DeLon Wright and Robert Covington Jr. That's the Walmart version.
Yeah, I guess.
And the Rockets have the better youngsters as well. Like,
yeah.
So that's why I'm fully not embracing that one.
That's fine. No, that's fine. You're the GM.
Yeah. Next time we're doing this, we're doing a band for band GM off, and we're gonna let the fans vote in the comments rather than us working together because we did not work together this time.
No, not at all.
Maybe a first and 5 out history. We saw this completely differently.
Completely different. Hey, that's fine. It makes more conversation than just. Yep, I agree. Yeah, me too. I agree.
End the video.
Like what?
So with my roster, we're gonna let Everton say what his roster would look like afterwards. But my rotation for the 2024-2025 season would be LaMelo, Miller, Reece Shea, Toppin, and Mark Williams. And then off the bench, no specific order. I went by position. You get Trey Mann, and then either Jamal Shead or Nick Smith Jr. That's really your choice. And then Cody Martin, Bull, Nick Richards.
Okay.
I think you can respect that lineup. I think it's respect. Like it can honestly like. I think it could sneak in as an 8 seed, maybe a 7 seed, depending on because like LaMelo and Brandon Miller, like they're gonna fight for top 30 at some point. It's like that's a team that you're always gonna take seriously. And if you embrace the run and gun, man, I want to rank LaMelo Ball higher than Tyrese Halliburton. Like I think he can't be that good if he stays healthy. Let LaMelo Ball play 65 games. I'm telling you, this Hornets team can be like the Pacers.
Yeah. I agree. So my lineup is LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Zachary Reese-Shea, Robert Covington, Mark Williams, and then off the bench, Trey Mann, Nick Smith, I guess Jamal Shead, like you said, DeLon Wright or Gary Payton Jr., whoever they pick, and then Nick Richards.
Got you. Would Gary Payton come to the Hornets? I feel like he'd go to a contender.
Yeah, unless they give bro money. But I said, I picked dudes to win games, and that's why they ended up on my team. But I guess when you talk about
if you want to fucking lose and have fun, Joe, you can pick your guys.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro, you sleep in our. Don't let me do it again. Oh my God, you don't know how good Robert Covington was.
We have a meme that has now been correlated to Tim Duncan and Robert Covington Jr. We have just made history on the 5 Out podcast. That is a first. And also, just to bring this up, Trey Mann is a 6-man that's going to be in like 26, 28 minutes a game. I know he's coming off the bench. He is getting minutes when I'm GM.
Oh, yeah.
Because
me too.
He's actually been fun when he's been on the Hornets. And it just wasn't going to work out the Thunders because of how deep their rotation is. But I'm happy Trey Mann has this opportunity.
Me too. I agree wholeheartedly. I said the same thing when we traded him. People are like, oh, you traded Trey. I'm like, bro, he was never going to really get minutes on our team. It just wasn't going to happen. So I feel good that he's on the Hornets now and he can do his thing.
And now, so we have a team that I think is going to fight for the playoffs. But if we're looking at the year after that, not doing a whole GM thing, but like with some goals, not like a starter, but another center that can like more like get you buckets than Mark Williams. And then I'm also looking to clear up more cap space so you can bring in another free agent.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
But I think my team, both of our teams, we took a step in the right direction though.
Yeah.
It's just you're not like this isn't 2K. Like we still have to keep it realistic here, but we took the step that the Hornets need to take this offseason 100%.
Yeah. I feel like both, honestly, if you put both of ours together, it definitely like fits. I think we kind of just took two pieces of what they need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're different, but they're kind of like it would both, benefit the Hornets. So I feel like if they even did a mix of all those things, it'd actually be pretty solid.
Yeah, it's just my thinking is it's another reason why like I fully embrace like the go all in on offense thing. It's just the Hornets need an identity of some sort other than we're criminals. So that's why I'm like, oh, let's just fully embrace this what the Pacers and Kings are doing, and let's have some fun and let's win some games scoring 130, 140 and allowing as many points. Because that at least gives you identity because you can't build something if you don't have an identity to build towards.
True. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I ain't mad at it.
So that is going to be it for our 5-out GM Hornets. We'll return to this some point because we'll got a lot of team breakdowns coming with the playoffs coming in. But yeah. I've always liked rebuilding. I've been doing this since 2K14, so that's why I like to pretend I'm a GM. And
me too, man.
But let us know in the comments if you liked my vision more, if you liked Everton's vision more. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5-Out Podcast. I am Joey the Master LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.